Oh, how dare I cut off the breeders. Sorry, folks. We got to get this show underway. And look, we've got the chat is just inflamed right now already. Very exciting. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Imagivators. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, I forgot to close the door. There's always something. I had the mute button unmuted. Congratulations, me. Forgot to close the door. There is a technical surprise in every single show. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to see you guys all chatting. Well, what a great week we've had, and we're getting ready to roll into Halloween weekend. It's a pretty quiet week in the country next week, so don't expect too much going on. We'll have plenty of streaming shows for you to fill in the blanks. But today we're gonna close out this week in style. We've got Halloween tomorrow. We're gonna have a little bit of fun on the stream today. To everybody who's coming in, hello, all of the West Wing fans out there. Glad you're connecting. Yes, Phoebe Bridgers changed my life, and I want to share that with you. I know I've actually talked with a few of you guys offline about that. If you haven't listened to Phoebe Bridgers and you don't understand yet the story behind that song, Motion Sickness, got to check it out. It's pretty awesome stuff. And for those of you who were in the multiple chats last night and this morning, welcome back. We'll talk about some of that stuff here in just a second as well. But of course, I just want to get us cruising here and head into the day. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. First of all, as we always do, it was a lively group yesterday. As we had Kristen Houston. Thank you again, Kristen, for joining us. I actually had a number of you reach out to me kind of behind the scenes to say, hey, that was really cool having Kristen come in and talk about, sort of like the human brain wiring and why we do the things that we do, why people are so weird. And that is a really good point of inspiration for us to kind of get our brains thinking maybe in a different way. I think Imagivation happens when you have those outside stimuli that are challenging the way that you think about things. And I think to have that sort of human insight kind of approach is great. Kristen, that was fantastic. I know we're going to have you back, and I'm really glad that you made your appearance. We've also got, yesterday's most terrible idea. Newcomer to the channel, Brianna Matsky, had the winner because, believe me, I could not stop thinking about this all day long yesterday. Reproducing Hallmark movies in ASMR. She just did something so beautifully simple. She took one simple idea and married it up to the other that we had going yesterday. That was genius. ASMR Hallmark movies. Brianna Matsky, I'm really glad to have you here as an Imagivator. Nice job. And then, as I was saying, keeping up with that human insights approach on Monday morning, a little out of our typical schedule for a guest, we're going to have good friend of the channel, Emily Squirrel, is joining in. Emily and I go way back to some work where we were doing some creative collaboration, actually, for a client. And she actually got to meet some of the folks that are in the stream, Matt and others. So it's really great to have an old friend kind of come back into the mix. And Emily, I think, is actually coming back into this whole human insight space herself. So it's going to be interesting to get her perspective on things. So please be sure to join me back here on Monday morning for Emily Squirrel. All right. So let's go over to, let's just start speed swirling right out of the gate. Because I just thought it was so funny, the ASMR Hallmark movies. I thought that was such a good play. And by the way, we had really great conversation around that, but I kind of feel like we didn't get a chance to make fun of Hallmark enough yesterday. We started getting there, but I felt like we were missing the boat. So I thought, in the spirit of Halloween, let's use that theme and speed swirl as quickly as we can. Titles, terrible titles. You know how we do this. Terrible titles for Hallmark horror movies. Now, if you remember, and maybe if you don't, because you might not have seen the stream yesterday, Hallmark Channel are hundreds of formulaic, formulaic films with the same sort of character setup and everything. How do we turn those into horror movies? So there he is, 79 seconds right out of the bat. Christmas Occur. Nice. Chris Massacre. Chris Massacre. God, is that the first time that word's ever been penned? It can't be possible, but I sure love it. That is a terrible idea. Love and Moaning in Las Vegas. Okay. A different kind of horror. From Scott Holtzman. Love and Moaning in Las Vegas. Yeah, listen, we talked about, somebody had the idea of remaking classic movies as Hallmark movies, so The Godfather on the Hallmark Channel and what that would look like, which would be pretty funny. What are some other, maybe some horror movies or seasonal Halloween movies that when they come to life on Hallmark, if you think about maybe even some of the good old Scream movies, right? Like a Scream Miracle 4. A Scream Miracle 4. The Town Without Men and Pastries. The ultimate terror. The ultimate terror in Hallmark Channel world. The Town Without Men or Pastries. Oh, God. Ladies run screaming for the beautiful fall leaf colored hills from The Town Without Men and Pastries. What's another one? We talked a lot about that formula: men, pastries, love, potentially. All right, that's good. Horror this one up for me, Holtzman. Love, potentially dead. Love, potentially dead. I know what you're going after. I know what you were playing with. Let's see. We've got A Miracle on Elm Street. Now we're talking. A Miracle on Elm Street. Bad Dream Before Christmas. Okay, nice. Yeah. The again, if you aren't hip, and I wouldn't expect you to be, because it ain't hip. Hallmark Channel. The titles are always just, and we talked about this yesterday, it's as if AI is just churning these things out. It's like Sweet Season Greetings and the Town Before Christmas and all of that stuff. Bad Dream Before, conflict resolutions in a long-term marriage. That is horrifying. Because you definitely know that there's no way in their simulated reality that when those two people come together and they fall in love and they happily ever after, the idea that they'd ever have to deal with anything tough, it doesn't exist in their universe. Conflict resolutions in a long-term marriage, definitely terrifying in that universe, for sure. We've got... A Country Wedding Massacre. Yeah, so this one has a really great, kind of fall festival country theme before everyone is murdered. That fits right on our Hallmark horror channel. Nice one, G Wismo. A country wedding. So this is actually a country Christmas wedding massacre. Okay. Nice. Well done. The No Ring. Pun Central, Population 1, Thought Worst, The No Ring. Nice play on words, my friend. God, that is terrifying. Believe me, that is a horror show for some. Eat Brains. Eat, Pray, Love, Eat Brains. Nice job, Holtzman. Now you got the brief. All right, we got any other takers for our Speed Swirl? Titles for Hallmark horror movies. You guys really nailed that one. That's pretty good. Falling Out of Love, 4 Funerals and a Wedding. Captain Spectra. Good morning. Welcome back. And thanks for chiming in. 4 Funerals and a Wedding. That's fantastic. Get weddings in there and you're going to really hit the demographic. That's for sure. Falling Out of Love. Yep. And, God, they're really streaming through here. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Durr. Like that one. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Murder? Nope. It's definitely not D-U-R, but it reads pretty well. Friday, the 13 days before Christmas. CSEX 3, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Checks 3. And, okay, well, good. Guys, there were some really good ones there. Let me write that one down, though, because I think that is Friday, the 13 days before Christmas. Nice. See how easy this is? Man, when you let those terrible ideas roll, I actually think you could probably produce 2 or 3 of these and make them happen. Magical Trevor 2, The Dulling, thank you. Thanks for chiming in, Scott Holtzman. We bought a zoo too, The Purge. Oh man. Well, let's boy, if those keep coming to you, let them flow. I think that's fantastic. Before we jump over back into Imagivation, I wanted to share a couple of things with you. We had some really good streams yesterday, but a lot of my time got unexpectedly arrested. And talk about Halloween horrors. Many of you know this because you were part of any of these streams that we were kind of going through. But one of my dogs, I have 2 dogs. One of them, who's already been sort of perilously ill for the past few months, ate a giant gift box of Hershey's Kisses. And if you are a dog owner, or if you know one, you are perhaps familiar with the issue that chocolate is deadly toxic to dogs. So after a few calls to the emergency vet and lots of foil sprinkled vomiting, my dog, I think, is surviving. You might even actually hear her barking because you know me, I'm pretty consistent with these streams. We get them on time, but the last 24 hours has been sleepless, and it's been a little erratic with the streaming. So I appreciate your patience. Thank you very much. What I did want to share with you, though, is we have we had a really great conversation this morning on At the Crack, which is what I do on Friday mornings, at least for right now. We get up. I start at 6 a.m. Eastern time, and we just chat. We just kind of talk, and we reflect on the week, and we think about maybe what's going to be coming up on this show. And we actually got a chance to riff on some things. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you, if I can bring this up without, let's see, without too much trouble. I think I can probably get here. I wanted to share. So this was some of the notes that we took this morning as we were kind of talking about, hey, what should we do for the show? So if you would love to do that with me, please, the Chocolate Laboratory of Horror. Nice job, Scott Holtzman. Not a lab. Some sort of weird rescue creature that has maybe wire hair terrier, possibly bat and goat DNA. We're not really sure. But that's a great name. So one of the things that we talked about and that we may do here, but I thought this would be a good sort of like grease the wheels. We talked about terrible ideas for costumes, and I wanted to share this with you. When I was in 6th grade, at the end of that year, we had an art project, and I worked with my best friend Mark Winters on this 2-headed robot. It was this months-long project in anticipation of Halloween that fall that we put together. That had it was a washing machine box that we cut up, and we cut holes in the top and put our heads through. We cut holes on the sides, and we were like this 2-headed robot with 2 arms. We created this system where we had panels cut in the front that said insert candy here, and then it was actually like a little panel would open up, and behind it was like our goodie bag was kind of taped into the thing, so it actually carried our candy for us, and people would deposit it like they were doing it into a robot. We had these little expandable, duct kind of things on our arms, and we built with these 10-gallon ice cream drums. We made the little like kind of bender like robot heads. It was great. We had it all set up. We put it on the shelf. And then when we came back in the fall and we got ready for trick or treat and Halloween, Mark Winters had grown 6 inches and I had not. I had late onset puberty. I've talked about this with you guys in other streams. It's something that I deal with every single day. I didn't hit puberty until 31. I don't want to talk about it now. It's a me thing, not a you thing. But I didn't grow that summer. Mark did, and we had this insane lopsided, like my whole head was like smashed in like this, and he was awkwardly walking. His receptacle, his candy receptacle, was more at eye and hand height for people, and so he got most of the candy. It was a terrible idea. I think it was a terrible idea. Was it a bad decision? I think you can't really count on 11 or 12-year-olds to be thinking that far ahead that, like, hey, one of us might have a really uncomfortable spurt in growth. We really should be anticipating that. Terrible idea, because I thought it was, this elaborate, beautiful, nobody'd ever done it before kind of thing, and it had functional practicality to it. But boy, turned out to be a real disaster. So, why don't we start with terrible ideas for Halloween costumes? And this is like, just go for it. Maybe you've got something. Yeah. Mark Winters knew what he was doing. You're right about that, Scott Holtzman. Who am I? I was naive then. I know now that kid knew exactly what he was doing, and I think that might be why he was taking like potassium and calcium supplements over the summer. Now that I think about it, that probably was it, and also steroids. So terrible ideas for costumes. We had two-headed puberty robot. Terrible idea. What else? Maybe you guys have some terrible Halloween ideas, Halloween costume ideas that are going to be happening tonight, this weekend. Maybe you're wearing one at work. Maybe you're wearing one while you work remotely, so that when you're streaming to people today, they're going to see Kevin Spaceyman. Okay, Kevin Spaceyman. That is a terrible idea, and I would say that anybody in the Kevin Spacey territory, always a terrible idea for a costume. A burning skeleton costume like Ghost Rider, except actually on fire. That's a terrible idea, Captain Spectra. Burning skeleton. Just stop at the gas station on your way, juice up, and go. A la Ghost Rider. Nice. Paul Bearer. Okay. Now we've got puns are always welcome. Puns are probably a bad decision, not a terrible idea, but we're taking all kinds. Sexy Mitch McConnell, which is maybe just a lurid turtle suit, or at least I've heard. We don't touch into politics here, but it's always fun to make fun of actual individuals, so that's always fair game. An invisible man. Okay, good morning, you Jaco. And by the way, I hope you heard your Cramps song today. That was for you at the opening. An invisible man. That one's probably a really terrible idea. Cue a nun. Okay, so we get somebody in a habit, and she's spewing out conspiracy theories. Great, Q and none. Awesome. What else? We've got what is tomorrow is Halloween, right? So tomorrow is when all of the craziness is going to be happening. Anybody personally? Andy Gasper as Mario. Terrible idea, and it's been done before. That's the most important thing. Andy Gasper at support sidecar as Mario. And if you can't form a picture in your head of exactly what that looks like, we have that picture. It has been, I might be able to even, let me see if I think I can bring that up so that we can all see it one more time in its full glory. Yeah, let's see. I think I've got it right here. Come over with me to see Andy Gasper as Mario. Oh, Andy, can you pull that? I mean, there's no reason why you can't be Mario, except for the fact that you had to Photoshop the hat red. So I don't know. I'd love to see that happen again. Maybe we can encourage Andy to make that happen. All right, what else, folks? Let's see. Let's maybe shift gears. Let's shift gears. And let's do something else. Let's come up with terrible ideas for monsters, monster characters. So maybe they're monster mashups. Maybe they are. So it's like a monster name plus a celebrity or a person you know, an Andy Gasper type. Or maybe we've got monster. Like a net new monster that we've never heard of that's just coming out of the zeitgeist monster. Zeitgeist actually means time ghost. So maybe that's one of our first. Somebody is actually going to go as Zeitgeist, the time ghost. That sounds terrible. That's a terrible idea. Hey, great job, me. You're welcome. Glad to contribute. Let's see. So we could do monster mashups. We've got Al Frankenstein. Bam. Okay. That is scary. That's very scary. Al Frankenstein. Nice work, support sidecar. Those puns will start to flow pretty freely if you let them go. If you let it happen. Let's see. The country lime dancer, a giant citrus that lights up the dance floor. Good morning, Shepherd Josh. Good morning indeed. The country lime dancer. That is terrible. Nice work. Excellent. Terrible idea. Voluntary self-quarantine zombie. Okay. That is pretty much most of the population right now. Voluntary self-quarantine zombie. Wouldn't that be that would make for probably a pretty terrible zombie film if all of the zombies just cordially and responsibly quarantined themselves. That's a terrible idea for a movie. Self-quarantine zombie. Michael Jackson the Ripper. Okay. Yikes. Michael Jackson the Ripper. Yeah, if he wasn't scary enough, put him in Victorian England and see what happens. Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger. Definitely a terrible idea. But if you earn enough points, you get a percentage off of your fuel when you encounter Freddy Krueger. So, win-win. Maybe get mutilated, murdered, and save on a tank of gas, which would be really great. CrossFit skeleton. Okay. Or also known as insane person. Insane person. Yeah, CrossFit skeleton. And that would be just like a skeleton that walks around just constantly talking about CrossFit, like nonstop. Yeah, this dip is great. Did you know that I can do dips? I can do 1,000 dips. I did 1,000 dips at the dip off on Saturday in a garage on the other side of the train tracks, where it's actually an abandoned garage. And that's where I show up and do dips. The toenail taster. That's a great one, Josh. Shepherd Josh. Toenail. I'm writing this one down. Toenail taster. Yikes. That sounds, if you dip, we dip. I think you could probably pull that CrossFit skeleton off pretty easily. You just need a skeleton suit and you need an attitude. You could probably do it. And listen, I'm not trying to denigrate any CrossFit. You're all welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. I've told you that before. I don't want to have to say it again. You're all welcome here. So stop. All right, let's take a look and see if we've got any more coming through. This one is maybe running out of gas. Anybody got some lying in the back? If you are a new visitor to the Imagivate channel, I hope you're seeing how easy this is, that you can just kind of sling stuff out there. You don't have to worry about it. Everybody's ideas, they're all terrible. So you don't have to worry about being embarrassed about throwing something terrible out there. In fact, you're going to be celebrated when you throw terrible ideas out. So if you've got something you're stewing in the background, shoot it out there, because that's what we do here. Matthias, guys, I'm not sure if we're all welcome here. What do you think? Well, I thought I made that really clear. I thought I made it real. Even you Zwifters, even you crazy Zwifters, you get on your bikes and you do this in front of a live streaming audience. You're all welcome. All right, we've got another one. Cthulhuicon. Cthulhuicon. I might need help with this one. I mean, I know who Cthulhu is. Ben Savage. Terrifying. How about terrible ways to receive candy for trick or treat? Okay, that's a good one. The apologizer. The apologizer. That's a good one. How about Candy Mafia? That's fun. You just wander around asking for a taste. I get my taste. Candy Mafioso. That's awesome. Brianna Matsky, welcome back. You were the current most terrible idea, yesterday's most terrible idea champion. Let's see what you got. Terrible socially distanced ways to give out candy. Okay, but that's another topic. We've got a few more minutes here. Let's see. We've got Jason Alexander, like George Costanza as a serial killer. Okay. Jason, got it. Jason Alexander, nice job. Support sidecar. I hope I didn't miss anything here. We've got okay, let's do one really quick. Let's do another one. Let's do what do we have here? Let's do terribly. Let's draft off of Brianna Matsky's amazing energy coming off of her win, and let's just come up with some terrible ideas for socially distanced ways of giving out candy. Terrible ideas for candy distro in COVID. All right, what are you going to do? How are you going to do this? Candy delivery, a trebuchet. Yeah, so we just set up giant launchers out in fields and have pretty broad aiming mechanisms to launch the candy with a trebuchet. Nice. That would be really fun. The medieval socially distanced Halloween. Paintball gun. Okay. Yep. Why not load up with some Snickers minis in that paintball gun and let them go? Just fire them right at those small children as they come by. Repurposed T-shirt cannon. Okay. Yeah, what are they doing with all those T-shirt cannons in COVID when there's no stands, fans in the stands? You've got to get T-shirt cannon, get those back in service. Come on, guys. An off-kilter two-headed robot. How dare you, sir? That is still a tender topic. How dare you? Let's see. Potato cannon. Yep. Leave plane tickets in front of the door with the note, "Go to China if you want your candy." Okay, Matthias. Strap candy bags to coyotes and just let them roam. Coyote candy delivery. Yeah, so I guess eventually, if the coyotes don't figure out that they have a food source strapped to them, they're going to get hungry and come looking for people. They're going to bring the candy closer to you. And I don't think there are any COVID concerns with coyotes. So that's a terrible idea. Nice job. Nice job indeed. Commandeer the bank drive-through tube capsules. Yes, a pneumatic system that shoots these things all over the neighborhood. All right, we're running up against our time. Fish your candy out of a bucket of guts. Great. That's a terrible Halloween idea. Please contact my lawyer for a candy voucher for next Halloween. That'll keep those kids safe. Yep. And that voucher is in a hermetically sealed bag. Great job. Breadcrumb trail leading into the backyard shed. That could be really fun and potentially litigious. And that's what we like. Right here on Imagivate Live, we come up with ideas. They're terrible, intentionally terrible. Folks, we come up with terrible ideas so we can get our brains moving into a state where we can come up with not terrible ideas. That's what we do every day. Each one of us, whether you're in school or you go to work, or you're just trying to make a great life with your family, we need terrible ideas so that we can get to less terrible ideas as time goes on. Well, that's it for us. What a great week. Thank you, as always, for just jamming and slamming in here. Be sure to join me Monday morning. We've got Emily Squirrel in the house, and we've got a whole new week of fun, and you know it's going to be a roller coaster ride next week. Come join me and let's do it together. We'll do it all right here on the Imagivate Network. See you next week, guys.